Alright, what's up guys? I thought I'd make an updated tier list video. It's been quite a while since I made one of these, and obviously there's been a few patches since I made my last one, and things have changed up quite a bit, so I thought I'd make a new one now. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. So I'm going to go in order here. So Abrams, I'm pretty happy putting in A tier. I think Abrams is just quite a strong pick with the urn changes as well. The urn changes make a huge difference to the tier list. So I think Abrams is pretty good in A just because he's a close range brawler. So yeah, I think Abrams A tier. Apollo's going to go straight into pretty bad. His change like messed him up badly, bro. He's just not a threat anymore. He used to be pretty bad late game. Now he just like sucks. Like I think it would be pretty hard to use this character at any point in the game. So yeah, don't use Apollo if you're trying to climb ranks. Bebop, I'm gonna put in C tier. I think Bebop's been pretty average and like pretty below average even for quite a while now. I just don't think he really has anything going for him at the moment. So his gun build is like gone, and his spirit build sucks because the bombs don't really do any damage late game. He has his hook, which is a really good ability. But also his ult isn't great, so literally he just has the hook. I just don't think it's worth playing him. Billy, I'm going to also put in A tier. I think, actually no, I'm going to put Billy in S tier. I think Billy's really good. His buffs pushed him up a lot, especially again with the urn changes. He's super good. He's just like impossible to kill. Actually does like good damage as well. His ult is just great for like team play. So I think Billy in S is pretty good. Calico, I'm going to put in A. Calico's just been like pretty good for a while as well. She has absolutely ridiculous snowball potential with her too, because it gives gold on kill. So I think Calico A tier is pretty fair. Celeste's been, I'm honestly put Celeste in C tier. I think she really starts to fall off and towards the higher ranks. They gave her a few little nerfs, so she's a lot easier to hit now. They changed her hitbox. But the other thing that they did was made it so her stamina takes a little bit longer as well to come back up. She got a bit of a buff with Magic Carpet being changed, but I don't really think that's a very like viable item at the moment still. So I think C tier. She's just kind of like whatever. She can snowball pretty hard though. But I still don't think she's great. I might move her up to B later on. I'm not sure. Doorman got hit really bad, but he's still a good character. They made it so his doors, you have to wait like 8 seconds now or something before being able to close them. That's a pretty big change. So they've really hit him hard with that. But I still think his ult, just being able to lock away like the best player on the enemy team. He still is kidnap. He can still kidnap people. And he's still a rat to play against, so I think he's a great character. So A tier for him, just not in broken anymore. Drifter A tier as well. Yeah, Drifter's pretty good. So obviously again, Drifter just ridiculous snowboarding ability. His ult, I kind of been putting down his ult for quite a while. I didn't think his ult was great, but I think after playing against it a lot more since, it's actually like I kind of rate the ult, especially since like you can just run up to like like Mach 10 speed. Dynamo, I'm also going to put in A tier. I think Dynamo is a pretty good character. If you've got a good Dynamo player, you're like just in such a good position. They hit him bad with the nerfs. So he used to, I would have put him like in one of these two tiers last patch, but they made it so he can't cleanse an entire team's debuffs, which was way too broken. So I'm happy they changed that. But that being changed is quite a big hit, and they also made the stomp a little bit worse as well, which was also a problem on him. So I think Dynamo A tier. Obviously he still was a huge ult. He still was great team sort of support and stuff. So I think Dynamo A tier is fine. Graves is going to be the first character in broken. I think Graves is the best character in the game at the minute. She's way too oppressive now at every stage of the game. With them giving her zombies on just the base ability, and the Jars of the Dead just received ridiculous buffs. So I think Graves is the just best character in the game. If you wanna climb this patch, this is definitely your go-to character. Great Talon, I think I'm gonna put in B tier. I think I kind of see this character as a bit of like a KDA merchant. He always has like high KDA stats and stuff, but other than that, if you're not snowballing out of control, you're really just not going to have much impact on the game. I feel like his bird is obviously great for taking out sort of like people escaping and things, but other than that, I don't really think he's doing much. He's just I feel like he's more for people who just want to get lots of kills. So yeah, I'll leave him in B tier. Haze is also going to go into A tier. I think Haze is actually okay in the minute. I would have put her a little bit lower maybe a few patches ago, but I think Haze is good just because actually I'm going to move down to B. So obviously Metal Skin is probably contested for the worst item in the game at the moment, which is like quite good for Haze, I guess, because that's one of her big counters. Obviously Disarm is still great, but Haze is just, I think, a pretty strong gun character at the minute. A lot of the gun characters got hit pretty bad and they're a lot worse now. So I think Haze is definitely your better option if you want to go for a gun character. Obviously she has just good scaling on like a lot of her things, so, and her ult is also good. I believe they gave the evasion back, I could be wrong. I think I am wrong, but I'm still going to put Haze in B. I think she should be there. Holiday is going into C tier. So this character is actually fine for like sort of early to mid game. So her movement's obviously great. Her barrels and crack shot aren't as good as they should be at the minute, but her lasso is good as well. Obviously she's great for earn pickups and drop offs. So I think I'm going to leave her in C tier purely because her late game scaling is horrendously bad. When it gets to like a sort of I want to say like 35 to 40 minute mark in the game, she just stops doing anything. Like, no, if a Holiday's got good movement, it doesn't matter, no one cares, because she's not doing anything to you with that movement other than the lasso. So I think C tier for Holiday. She's not great for that, so that sort of aspect of her. Infernus I'm going to put in B. Infernus isn't great at the minute. Obviously he got some horrendous nerfs to his dash, so he can't run around and just clear objectives off the map anymore. So I think, that was a big nerf. So I think his dash build's still better than the Afterburn build, but obviously he's got some really strong counter items against him, and a lot of characters can just naturally cleanse his burn as well. And also, hybrid characters just are not as strong as they used to now. I think it's a bit more of a spirit matter, but yeah, I'm going to leave Infernus B tier. He's just like fine, he's average. Ivy I'm going to put in S tier, I think. Ivy, I believe is just always going to be good, no matter what they do to her, really, unless they like absolutely make her like out of the game levels of bad. I just think this character has sort of everything you could want. I think you have obviously you have the root, and then you have the AoE on your 1. You have the like fire rate, movement speed increase on your 2, and the stun, and then pretty much the free counter spell, your 3. And then the ult as well is just like has so many like capabilities that it's like ridiculous. You can just take someone with you or just go on your own to any point on the map. That helps with split pushing, that helps with just like zone control and just like map pressure so much. I think Ivy is just always going to be up in these tiers here. Kelvin is, I'm going to put in A. I think Kelvin's really good at the minute. I think in my last tier list I put him really low down. But Kelvin's great, especially with the fact that he can now freeze the earn timer as well. But he does crazy damage, and obviously if he's doing well, he's going to be so hard to kill as well. Just so much sustain, so much team support. Yeah, I think Kelvin's pretty good at the minute. Put him in A tier. Lady G is going to go into B tier. I think Lady G's in a bit of a weird one at the minute, just because she has 2 different builds. She has obviously her nuking spirit build and also the gun sort of hybrid build, I guess. I kind of think the spirit one is better, just because it's better at taking objectives faster. But yeah, because she's sort of in that in-between sort of stage of not having a key sort of core build, I guess. I'm really a bit iffy on the character, I guess, where she should be placed. I think she's like average at the moment, so you need to play in like a very specific way to do well on her. So I'll leave her in B tier. I think I'm going to put Lash in B tier as well. This character, again, late game, just becomes sort of an ult bot, I guess. And obviously you can counter this character with just one ability. Obviously, with counterspell, you can make the counterspell argument for every ability in the game, but I think saving counterspell for something like a Lash ult is pretty key normally. So think leaving him B tier is fine. I think if you counter spell his ult, then he just really just loses all value. He does absolutely nothing. So I'll leave him in B tier. Mcginnis is going to go into broken tier. She is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. She doesn't die. She has so much zone control. It is ridiculous. And she, her turrets are doing like poking down damage. She can split push, her ult with Shudge. Everything about this character at the minute is just absolutely absurd. So yeah, she's going in broken. I think she needs to be nerfed pretty soon. I'm gonna put Mina in C. Her nerf's pretty harsh. They made it so she just has like -8% debuff resist, just always, which is like pretty big. That's a huge nerf. They made it so her like love bites just don't proc like flat damage on abilities now. So that whole like raking thing is just dead. It's not dead. Sorry, that's not dead, but it's just nowhere near as good. But yeah, I still think Mina is going to be a really strong laner. I think before she got nerfed, she was the best laner in the game. But after the patch, I don't know. I think they're pretty harsh. So I think she's going to go way lower down in here. I put Mirage in B. I think Mirage is fine. I think a few patches ago he was probably up in these higher tiers, but I mean Mirage kind of just does his thing, I guess. He can still do really well. He's just pretty average at the moment, I'd say. So I'll leave Mirage in B tier. He has good damage. He has good like map pressure with his ult, but other than that, I don't see him as too much of an issue most of the time. Krill is going to go in A. Yeah, this character's just been a bit too good for quite a while. Again, just like ridiculous sustain. His ult is obviously like that's the key part. You can just hold someone in place for however long, and Indomitable does kind of stop it, I guess. But I don't think Indomitable was very good either. So I'll put Krill here. Paige is probably going to go in the lower tier here. Yeah, Paige isn't great at the moment. Obviously there's a new item called Grit, which gives you a shield, so everyone now on the team has her ability just on an active item. That's not the reason she's bad. I mean, other than that, just there's too many supports that are just better than her now in every way. So I don't really, I just don't see this character as any sort of threat to the game whatsoever. So with Paradox in B, I think Paradox is a bit homeless right now with her builds. So she has obviously two different builds. She has her like her time bomb and then her gun build. I think the gun build is the better one, but I don't think that build is I don't know, I don't think it's like crazy. She has really good initiating abilities, and she does have some really good just abilities in general for shutting down characters. But other than that, I think Paradox is just in a pretty normal spot. I don't think she's too strong, but I don't think she's weak in any way either. But I do think she does need more of a core build, I think, to use on her, because I think she is a little bit in a iffy spot with that. But okay, so Pocket's a bit of a weird one. I'm going to leave him in B tier, but I'm going to say now, if I'm tiering this character based on let's say an Infernus 6 play with 500 games on Pocket, probably put him up here. But for the just average sort of like I guess higher elo game, just your average Pocket, I think I put him here. I don't think, before I play against Pocket, I don't really, he has a good ult, that's it. His ult is just like crazy good for like getting an entire team lower, and obviously with the whole burger box thing in Earn at the moment, I think it has a lot of value. But other than that, I think he's pretty fine. But again, I think in high reloads with a really good Pocket player, the value increase is ridiculous. So I would put him up here if it's a really good Pocket player, but for now I'll just leave him in B. So Rem got some buffs. Rem did get quite a bit better, I think. His tag along buffs are crazy good. So I'm kind of glad about that, because I do want to see Rem as more of a support character. If it's one of those Rem players where they run around and steal your own centers and all the farm because they believe that that's their job, I would put him here. I hate playing with people that do that. It doesn't make any sense. I think him being more of a Yumi-esque character, I would much prefer. So I'm going to leave him in B tier for now, because I really like his tag along changes. 7 is, I'm going to put in A tier. I think 7's just always consistently been good. Well, I say always, he hasn't, but he's just very consistent at the moment. His builds are pretty strong. All of his abilities are good. He has a strong ult, but strong counters to it, so he's quite a fair character. But he can also, he's great at farming, great at scaling, so I think 7 and 8 is fair. Shiv I'm going to put in B tier. I think Shiv at the moment, his build is a bit nuts. He can sort of build like a few spirit items and then just buy greens, and he becomes a little bit of just like a juggernaut, while also doing like huge damage. So I think, I'm not sure what the scaling is on any of his abilities, but I think that's pretty crazy. Like with Witchmail and just the cooldown reductions, he just really can just like go absolutely nuts in like a burger box situation. So I'll leave Shiv an A. I mean, other than that, I just think his ult is pretty shit, and his knife build as well, which isn't really going crazy at the minute. Silver, I'm gonna put in S tier. Silver is like crazy good, I think. So Silver with the ult can just absolutely run like rampant at the minute, and she has great laning as well. Her bowler is just like super annoying to play against, and yeah, I think Silver's just a great character at the moment. So moving on to Sinclair. Put Sinclair probably in pretty bad. I don't rate Sinclair at all. This has nothing to do with his skill ceiling. I just think the character is just not great. I don't see him having much. I don't think he really excels at anything past the sort of like 20-minute mark in the game, other than his ult. I think obviously you need to be in a very good situation for his ult to have a lot of value. But obviously, you know, if he's getting good ults off and stuff, then obviously that's great. But it's just like every other ability of his, I don't really see as being fantastic at the minute. Like, I don't think his bolts are really an issue. I don't think his 2 is obviously a little bit like, his 2's fine, but like other than that, and they obviously has the like melee bunny build as well. But again, it's just like, I don't know. I'll just leave him here. Venator also sucks. He's going in pretty bad. I don't know what they did to this character. I should probably just reread the patch notes quickly. But every time I played against a Venator, they are like a marshmallow. Like I can just like look at them and they'll die. There's just no threat at all from this character anymore. I'm going to quickly read the patch notes to see what they changed about him. Okay. Well, it seems in general they nerfed his gun scaling a lot, but also they buffed his other abilities. So I'm really not sure what's happened to this character. He's just really bad. So, like, he doesn't really, this guy just doesn't really do anything, I don't think. He has like a few abilities that are like fine, okay, but other than that, he just dies so quickly late game, and his abilities, I don't know. I just don't think they're good. It's a shame as well, because I actually like Venator as a character, and I hope they do buff him. But at the moment, I don't think he's great. Victor's going to go either in these 2 tiers. His, I forget the name of it, but the sort of way you play him, with just like taking objectives and taking shrines super early, I think is so key to winning games. I think he's a bit of an issue right now. I think that sort of way of playing him, if it's executed properly, is a little bit unfair. So I'm going to leave him in S tier. He's a bit like Trundle, but on like crack at the minute. So I think Victor's pretty good with if you can execute him that way. Vindicta kind of like sucks. I think I'm leave her in C tier. I don't really know what Vindicta she kind of just exists, I guess. Like, she can, again, huge snowboarding potential, blah 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 blah. She has good ult. Her abilities are fine. I mean, crows are kind of whatever, but other than that, she just dies. She dies too quick. And obviously, I know she has great escape tools because she flies, obviously. But just with there being another flying character who is on the better side of damage, being Spirit, and Vindicta's more of a gun-based character late game, I think Great Talon obviously takes the win this time. But Vindicta, yeah, I think just kind of is whatever. Like late game, she dies so fast. She has really good counters as well. So yeah, I'll leave her in C tier. I think it's fair. Viscous, I'm also gonna put in B tier, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll put Viscous in B tier. I think Viscous is a pretty good support at the moment. He obviously, if a good Viscous player is on him, like, you know, he can go crazy. But other than that, I think he's just fine. Viscous is just normal average. I don't have much to say about him, to be honest. Viper's been hit pretty bad. I'll put Viper in C tier. She is nowhere near the threat she was. She had so many gun items have been nerfed now. It's like super hard to build her early because she used to buy like opening rounds, you know, split shot kind of thing early. But you don't even build opening rounds in her anymore. You just go like for Spirit Spike. But yeah, Viper, just, I don't know, she's nowhere near as strong. Her nerfs hit are pretty bad, and all the item changes and things. She's been pummeled to the ground. So I'm gonna put her in C tier. Warden's actually not fantastic either at the minute. They nerfed his binding wards really bad. They got rid of the cast range on it, so that really messes up the character, and also his gun scaling is worse. But also as well, just like Warden, yeah, he's just not the threat he used to be either. He's in a bit of a weird spot. He's also really boring to play. Obviously that doesn't influence where I put on the tiers, but yeah, I'll put him in C tier. Wraith, I'm going to put in B tier. I think Wraith's fine at the minute for a hypercarry character. Again, these gun characters just really have been hit, I think, in the latest patches. Wraith, I think she's great at taking on 1v1s, taking objectives and stuff. So if you've got a good Wraith player that knows how to do that, I think you'll be fine. But other than that, Wraith is nowhere near, like, she used to be like up here, like probably in the broken tier, but she's sort of been balanced a lot more now. So I'll put Wraith in B tier. And Yamato, I'm going to put in A tier. She got some huge buffs. She got some really good scaling buffs on her 1, which really do change things up. That is way too much damage. Her burst damage is really hard to play against at the minute. So I mean, I kind of believe that they added grit purely for this character, because it's like, you know, it's so good into her burst damage. Because Yamato is very predictable, because if they've like hooked onto you, you know in the next 3 seconds you're probably going to take like 800 damage. So I think Yamato in A tier. I'm going to quickly order these tiers quick and then come back. Right, I've done a bit of a rough order now. I haven't ordered them all fully, but this, I'm pretty happy with the tier list looking like this. I think this is a pretty, yeah, I think this is how I kind of want to leave it. So this is my tier list. This is what I think of every character at the minute, just after the urn changes and everything. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Leave your opinions where they differ. And yeah, see you.